Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be back with another young Indian. Right now, we have with us Avinaba Chattaraj. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Avinab.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Mathur, for inviting me to your channel and for this opportunity. First of all, it's a pleasure to be a part of this really admirable and unique initiative where you are providing platforms to the youth of India to voice their opinion, express their views, share their ideas. It's really mention worthy. So regarding today's topic, so today basically I plan to share some insights from my academic journey, educational background, and my corporate job experience. Specifically, I look forward to discuss how my training in the discipline of economics has helped me. Uh, I would say it's been quite instrumental in my role as a statistical modeler in my corporate journey. So through this, basically, what I intend to do is raise awareness among the students about some of the alternate disciplines out there. For example, statistics, economics, operation research, and mathematics, which can lead to equally lucrative and rewarding corporate careers. So yeah, my goal is to talk about these diverse opportunities in these fields, especially for the students who might otherwise believe that the only route to corporate success is through engineering and MBA. So yeah, I hope to inspire some of the young minds out there who might be might be in some kind of dilemma about what to do in future.
All right,
Uh,
let's
mhm.
go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
sure. Yeah, but yeah, just one caveat. Having said that, I don't want to discourage people to pursue engineering. Engineering is perhaps the most important profession in the history of humankind. It's just that in a country with 1.4 billion people, we have too many engineers, and you hear about news like 70% of the engineering graduates are not employable, and I think it's quite relevant because in tier one cities like Kolkata, Delhi, people are aware about the alternate avenues to create a good corporate career. But as you start moving towards tier two town villages, people are really oblivious about what options they have. The only thing they know is if you do a general degree, you become school teacher. If you and the other option, you become engineer and you go do some job. And what that actually leads to is a huge scale of disguised unemployment. That's what I feel like. We have too many engineers who are not living up to their potential.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be my agenda. I will start with some background of mine. Hi everyone, I'm Avinaba. Uh, so I come from a small town in West Bengal called Bolpur Shantiniketan. It's a university town. Uh, okay, so yeah, I mean it's mostly famous for Vishwabharati University, started by Rabindranath Tagore. Uh, I spent my till my secondary years. I spent in my hometown. I did my higher secondary schooling from Bolpur. And back in those days, the natural progression was like once you complete your secondary from a town, you move to a big city for your higher secondary. So that's what I followed suit. I During my higher secondary, I moved to Kolkata, which is the nearest city. And yeah, I joined the rat race of competitive exams. It was a very typical, normal higher secondary student life, going to tuitions, going to schools, getting worried about future, what's next. Yeah, so 2 years spent worrying about the future, and higher secondary was over. So after 2 years, I was a bit lost, about what to do, what discipline to follow, what to do in future. So as a natural step, I started introspecting. I started to discuss with my friends, whoever, my close friends. And after a little bit of introspection, what I concluded, like I set two criterias that need to be satisfied about the subject that I would want to follow. One is like the the subject needs to be some form of applied some needs to have some form of applied mathematics in it, because again, I had some inclination towards mathematics. I wouldn't say I was great at it, but I was good. But what's more important, I had the eagerness to learn more. And the second thing was I wanted to pursue a subject that keeps both the options open. One, if one wants to pursue a career in academic, it should give me that option. One, if one wants to pursue a career in corporate, it should give me that option. But having said that, I really had limited understanding about what subjects to follow. And honestly, I had a detailed discussion with a friend of mine whose mother is also an economist. So he gave me some idea about this, field which can offer both these items. And so yeah, I understood like economics as a discipline has evolved over time. So economics back in 1920s, 30s, 40s were totally different compared to what it is today. It is much more quantitative. It has got much more mathematical and statistical rigor to it. And yeah, there are certain schools of economists who might debate this over mathematization of economics. But what actually helps actually helps for the students pursuing economics, it gives them the right skill set to go in the corporate career. Because in an age where we say data is the new oil, and institutions really value extracting information from data, economics gives you this invaluable set of skills that are really, really relevant to the industry of data science and analytics. So yeah, I mean, the natural choice was economics. And fortunately, I got admission to a to a good college in West Bengal. It's under Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Math. So my college was Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandir from Belur Math. And again, like in a typical Bengali family, if your children gets admitted to Ramakrishna Mission, they become ecstatic. So yeah, my happy I was also okay. And thus started, basically I embarked on this journey of pursuing economics. So yeah, till this basically concludes my chapter till my higher secondary. uh, in the next phase of my life, I started my college journey. So while my higher secondary journey was fairly typical, my college life was exactly the opposite. Uh, the institution that I was in, Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandira Institute, it followed a Gurukul system kind of education inspired by Indian tradition, ancient Indian tradition. So essentially, the main focus was on simplicity and discipline and divide of any kind of material luxuries. So to give you some idea, like we were not allowed to keep any kind of digital devices like phone and laptops. And in today's world, it's very difficult to imagine life without phone. But yeah, we had that. It was pretty strict. Hostel life was mandatory. As I mentioned, Gurukul system need to be followed. So hostel life was mandatory. And our routine mainly revolved around like academic, spirituality, and sports. Now, a typical day, if I just try to give you a glimpse of a typical day of my college life, it was like the day started at 5 a.m. with morning prayers, Gita chants, and devotional songs. Then after that we have breakfast for half an hour, and then we have some study time. After a couple of hours of study time, served some food, and after the food we would attend the classes and college classes. And the good thing was that the college and the hostel was in the same campus. So we had the luxury to head back to our rooms during free periods and take short power naps, which I feel is a good luxury. But yeah, so once the college classes are over, we used to playground, play some sports, football, cricket, volleyball, table tennis. And once that is done, we'll again head back to the hostel, do our evening prayers for 45 minutes. Then again, couple of hours of study time. And then we would go for dinner, and the day is over. So yeah, I mean, the way I made it, like it might sound the life was monotonous, but I can assure you it was far from dull. One thing that it's a huge takeaway from me. The Our college has a very diverse community of students coming from from various financial backgrounds, and that actually broadened the perspective about life. So we had a lot of students coming from extreme poverty, but they are excellent in their academic path. So it basically definitely broadens your perspective about life. It actually taught me some of the invaluable soft skills of life. For example, adaptability. Then you learn to compromise. You learn to empathize. Like, people come from various backgrounds, they have a different story. Like, they have seen a lot more struggle, and you start to appreciate life. Like, yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, my life is, no matter how much I'm struggling, there is someone else who's struggling more than me, and you start to appreciate life more. So yeah, so these were really the formative years of my life, and it's really a very enriching experience that helped me form my outlook about life. Yeah, so these are some of the soft skills that really helped me. I mean, it's a very important skill to have during that I learned during my college life. Apart from the soft skills, there are certain hard skills or the technical skills, as I was mentioning. Doing economics, I think I was equipped with some of the important skills that I still use in my career. So, right from the first year of my, B.Sc, I was introduced to, microeconomics and macroeconomics. And right from the very first day of microeconomics, we were introduced to topics like utility function optimization and, production function optimization. And all this actually gives you some idea about, again, I will I will talk a little about technical stuff, but yeah, it won't be long. But yeah, all this gives you some idea about convex optimization, which I feel is a very important skill in the data science industry. Then in second years, I was introduced to this beautiful topic of econometrics, and I think this is what is still with me. I'm still learning. The learning never stops in these kinds of subjects, and this is still, I use it every day in my current, you know, role as a statistical modeler. So I talked about the soft skills. So these are some of the hard or technical skills that I acquired right from my bachelor's degree, which I think is really invaluable. So yeah, I really enjoyed my college life. 3 years, it just flew past. And yeah, I after my bachelor's, I got admitted to my master's, MSc in economics from University of Calcutta. So till the very first year of my master's, I was thinking of pursuing PhD. But again, then during my second years, when the campus placement started, I thought, like, again, my father was already retired, and I think I should prioritize becoming financially independent first. So when the options came of appearing in campus placements, I just took it. And fortunately, I got my first job through campus placement. And yeah, this started, I mean, from there on, I started my corporate journey. So I would take a pause before I go to my corporate journey. Uh, yeah,
I, well, I'm not going to say anything. I think it's your job to tell. You can drink water.
I
Yeah,
will just drink some water.
yeah, that's right. I'm certainly keen to hear your corporate journey.
Sure. Again, corporate journey, I would say I have been in the corporate for close to 7 years now.
Yeah.
And I have worked across various banks. Currently, I work for a UK bank. And in my current role, I am basically working as a credit risk modeler. So in this particular role, our job is to forecast losses for the bank, and based on this loss forecast, the bank sets aside capital or some amount of money to provision for those losses. Another important thing that is a part of our role is to do stress testing, and especially after the global financial crisis, where we saw some of the banks, big banks fall due to very loose regulatory environment, the regulations have got stricter post that. So stress testing is a very important uh, is a very important job that is conducted by the banks. So when we are building our loss forecasting models, we have to make sure the models are uh, appropriate for stress testing as well. When I say appropriate for stress testing, our models have macroeconomic variables in it. So we essentially do macroeconomic modeling using econometric methods and all. So as I was saying, what I learned from what I have been learning from my bachelor's degree, I'm just I am applying in my current
Mm.
role as well. And honestly, I feel really fortunate in a world where people are really not satisfied with their job. They study something else, do something else. I think I have the luxury to say whatever I have studied, I am just applying in my job,
Mm. Mm.
and that actually gives good level of satisfaction as well.
Okay. So, is this job in Kolkata or you had to go somewhere else?
No, I am currently based out of Mumbai.
Mumbai. So, when did you leave Kolkata?
I left Kolkata right after my master's when I got my first job.
Okay. And so, what is the journey in the corporate world? How many times have you switched, etc.?
Yeah, so I have switched one, two, three times.
Okay.
Uh, Again, it's just that uh, sometimes you hit a plateau, like yeah, you feel your learning curve gets flattened out, and in a world like, especially in a world like the corporate field that I'm in, your learning should never stop.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, like every day I learn something new, and which is literally, it's not like literally I learn something new every day.
Mm.
Uh, so one thing that is which again gives me some level of satisfaction, like because I wanted to pursue research during my master's, which didn't happen unfortunately. But again, in the field that I am in, it's very much you know close to the academia. So as a part of the statistical model
Mm.
development team, we have
Mm.
to do research. We have to
Mm.
be in touch with the academic progress that are being made.
Mm.
So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a replacement for a PhD, but to some extent it satisfies that endeavor as well.
Mm. Okay. So tell us a little bit about you said you enjoyed the Gurukul style teaching. Some of the fun things from that, because the way you have recited it, it seems like, as you said, it's monotonous. No, but it is fun. So tell us the fun part.
Yeah, sure. Uh, so again, basically you have, I mean, looking from outside, it might look like it's a very strict discipline, atmosphere, but we used to do some, we used to break some rules here and there. So there are some of the events that I can tell you, like there was an event like we crashed a wedding, we had a different kind of fun over there.
Mhm.
So they were like sneaking around like that. And so apart from these kinds of fun, so as I mentioned, our life was totally devoid of any kind of mobile phones and all. So the way we used to fulfill that time is through various kinds of you know very important debates. So we used to discuss about the importance of religion. I remember there was a point of time when we decided to create our own theater. I mean, own group and do a theater. So all these things used to happen throughout the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, without phone, we had different kind of fun.
Well, in my time, nobody had a phone or a laptop. When I was a college student, no, these things were not even in existence. Forget, no one had a radio in a college. Only families had radios, and there was no TV anywhere in India. But we still had fun. So I'm not challenging that. I'm just saying that for the younger generation, I just want to hear what it is like. And then once you go home in the holiday, you have a phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I it's for like 10-15 days. But I would like to add one thing. It's a different thing that so it's a different thing. If you don't have exposure to phones, you don't have any kind of expectation. Your life will be like that. But the thing that we had, like we had phones before we joined our college, and in college it was, not there. So
All right. Okay. So how's the corporate life? Is it long hours, work-life balance? What is it? I mean, and
well,
working for a UK firm, are the hours crazy or what is it?
no, I would say the work-life balance is pretty good in UK. And again, like honestly, our projects, well, it's as I mentioned, it's a model development project. So we don't have a like day-to-day deadline. We have a deadline, say in the next 6 months or 8 months, we have to complete the model. It requires a lot of research, it requires a lot of data processing, a lot of
Mm,
sessions, a lot of
mm,
discussions with the
mm,
business. It's not like a day-to-day job. So
yeah,
our job cannot be tracked on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, there are certain milestones after 2 months or 4 months. So I wouldn't say it's a long hours every day. Uh, Obviously, there are times, especially before document submission, where when we might have to work
mm,
longer hours,
mm,
but it's not as bad as people say in our corporate, meaning long
mm,
hours and all.
mm.
So it's not the case in our field.
Okay. And what's it like for a young Bengali to move to Mumbai? I mean, you were a truly bred internal Bengali. So how's it? How did you find moving to Mumbai?
So prior to Mumbai, I was in Bangalore,
Oh, you
and
were. Okay. For
I was
what?
in for 1 year,
Oh,
and
you didn't
yeah,
mention that.
not for long.
Ah,
And uh, what I realized that at least I find Mumbai better than Bangalore, because
okay.
Mumbai has some sort of similarities with Kolkata, because it has also its colonial history, which is what Kolkata has. Especially if you move to South Mumbai, you will see some of the architectures. You will see a
Yes.
lot of similarities in terms of the
Yes.
architectures, the colonial architectures. So in that sense, again, when it comes to Kolkata is home, but yeah, it's not as, I mean, Mumbai is not. I still find Kolkata better than Mumbai.
Okay. All right. I doubt there's any Bengali who will admit that something is better than Kolkata.
Well, it depends. Like if you have to earn your living, yeah, by default, Kolkata has relatively less options. But I think there are pretty and some
Okay.
companies that moving towards Kolkata. So
Okay.
fingers crossed, future we might have a good life. But yeah, other than that, the again, my personal view, other conveniences are much better in Kolkata.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Anything else you want to add here?
No, I'm good. I just shared what my educational journey looked like, and how I think the skill sets that I've acquired over the years is being
Okay.
and I have been using in my corporate career.
All right. So thank you, Avinaba. It's a pleasure to listen to you, a fellow economist and econometrician and all that. Good data science. Let's end this here today. Don't go away. I want to talk to you offline. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Till then, bye everybody.